Welcome to HDPP Live on a Wednesday night to the UK and around the world with photos, memories and friends. This is HDPP Live. How are you this evening? Are you all well?
Hinckley District has been present for you, meeting friends old and new. Streaming Wednesdays and Saturdays too, with founder members Paul and Sue. The smiles that we bring are a heritage thing. HDPP, keeping history alive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live, where local memories survive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Film clips, photos, memories and friends helps a dreary night go by. Wearing Hinckley's 6 of the best, stupendous quizzical high. The smiles that we bring are a heritage thing. HDPP, keeping history alive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live, where local memories survive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Let's take you back in time, a community affair. We'll take you for a ride. Henson's Cab will take you there. We're making history. HDPP, have room applauses. History aside, local causes. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Betty is our queen bee. The sweetest holy candy. Dangerous Den, here again. HDPP live. Hey, you know we keep it HDPP.
Oh, here we go. Sit down, missus. Oh, come on, let's all hear it. Here we are once again. It is, and there's bells going off like fireworks on a Saturday night. My word, good evening and welcome once again to Hinckley District, past and present, live on a Monday evening. How are you? Obviously you decided to stay in tonight rather than go out in the garden and do some digging. Thank you, missus. And it's lovely that all of you are here this evening. Oh my word. It's been a whole week since I last sat here sitting, talking to you, and, so many things have been happening in and around the group, of course, and we've been out and about as well, so it's all been pretty good. First person through the door this evening was, as ever, yes, it's that man that missed us last week, Daniel Coburn, set up shop a little while ago, and he's been out in the street. We've just let him in. Ian Walker quickly through the door as a second one, and Jan Kirby, she's just lately, I think she's on a bit of speed, you know. She answers the questions before we've even asked the questions now. That's how quick she is. Also, David Allen is here from Boston in Lincolnshire. Paul Glover, hi Paul, here this evening. Kevin Beasley here all the way from Babbage this evening. And Kath Denny is here as well. I see your picture on the group the other day with your flying banana. That was lovely timing, actually. Mary Blake's here as well. Anne Hunt. And, my word, as Albert Knowles is here. Kay Norton is here, along with Albert Knowles. And, my word, it's all so good for a Monday evening. I don't think Anna and Jeff have joined us yet. I haven't seen them come into the room. Oh, that's a shame. Got a great anagram for you tonight, and lots of things happening tonight. Well, because like Jan said, it was really easy last week. Your anagram and wearing Hinckley. Let's see how you do tonight, because we have an anagram, we have a wearing Hinckley. We also have a couple of great features. We've got a noser as usual for a Monday evening, and we'll be doing that a little bit later on. But we've got plenty to contend ourselves with between now and sort of 8:45ish if you're not doing anything. Kath Daddy says the banana didn't fly fast enough. Well, never mind. At least he could get on with his book now. Do you know that silence? Every time we do that, we mention John Denny's book. He's got to start getting his finger out. So in time and ready for Christmas. Yes, we need the book for Christmas, which means we've got to get it at least 2 months. You know where I'm going, yeah. Jan Kirby watching tennis. What's that game? You know, that game it's as bad as cricket. What's it all about? Don't get it. But however, everyone to their own. Oh, look, we can start now because Anna and Jeff have just joined us. I thought, yeah, it's Paul Glover said, what book? Exactly, yeah. Oh, and Kath Denny's done it. Yes, hopefully. Just a minute, I'm just going to send a prayer. Yes, please can we have John Denny's book? Yeah, in time for Christmas, so we can do a lot of good cheer for this year. That's all we ask, thank you. And moving on, Pat Galloway is here. Good evening, Paul and Sue and everyone else. Cooey! Yeah, you got to do a cooey. The cooeys are very popular. We're doing that down Castle Street the other day. You can always tell an HDPP member the cooey. There you go. Anyway, so let's just see what we got. First and foremost, we say thank you to our sponsors for bringing HDPP to you, of course, every week. And we've got lots and lots of goodies every time. Our new key rings are very, very, very popular. They like that hook thing on them. So they're going well, along with our hats, our caps, key rings, badges, tea towels, etc., etc. All available at Jasper's by the main till at the top of the escalator in Castle Street. All is good, I tell you. Now, oh, look, this looks very posh. Timothy Townsend. Sounds really posh when you say Timothy, you know. Timothy's that must be your Sunday name, Tim. Yeah. Hi, Paul and Sue, from Tim and Jane. Jane, great you've joined us this evening. Not only that, but I can tell you that on Thursday afternoon, went and did a talk at Hinckley Park School. It was brilliant. Absolutely great to walk around the old school and then do a talk to the kids, and it was brilliant. They loved it, and Sue and I and Henry enjoyed our visit. We're looking forward to many more visits in the future, we hope. So Jane, thank you very much for that. Really good. Okay, right. Tomorrow night, just to remind everybody, if you got your tickets, make sure you come along tomorrow night. It's our night with Joseph Barsby and the team at Sellers, of course. It starts at 7 o'clock. We'll be there sort of just after 6:15 to welcome you there and an evening with them. And it really is a super little evening. Very informative. And you find out just, what fantastic work goes on there. And there's loads of different aspects to the work which they do there, and all will be explained. A full question and answer session will also follow, so that'll be good, and we're looking forward to that, because not only that, the tea and biscuits are great round there. I'm going to go for the biscuits. So it should be good. That's tomorrow night when we will be in the company of Joseph Barsby and the Sellers team. Looking forward to that as well. Okay, that's going to be good. Now then, according to Jan Kirby, Tim is not posh. Ooh, Tim, you've seen it. Look, you can see it there in the chat room. Exactly. Right, we're going to move on straight away because we've got quite a little bit to go through. Let's do wearing Hinckley first. I've got to do wearing Hinckley. And we do wearing Hinckley in case you can't get your head around the anagram. So let's get to it straight away. And we will see. Let me just get down my list of stuff I've got to get to you this evening. Where's me wearing Hinckley? So wearing Hinckley now, before we show you where it is. As always, do not put your answer on the screen. Just say, yes, I know, if you genuinely do know where it is. Because by the end of the programme, we'll ask you to put your answer up. Yeah, okay. Now then, so you can have a go at this. But Jan Kirby, you're banned from this one, and you know why, sweetheart. Okay then, so where in Hinckley are we? Oh, it's a good picture. It's a really good one. There it is. We're in Hinckley. We're in Hinckley, definitely in Hinckley. Another chimney, but not the last one that we had. I know. So anyway, but Jan can't enter because she sent me the picture, so she knows. She's sitting there wriggling her toes with a lovely warm feeling, saying, I know where it is. So thank you, Jan. But once again, if you think you know, you can either say, yeah, I know, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Ian Walker, you should know, actually, to be fair. Oh, look, and Jan says she's open to offers. Oh, it doesn't take her much now, does it? There we go. So where in Hinckley can you see that chimney, that finial, and that hanging bracket on a white wall? Now then. Pat Galloway, think I know. Right, so that is indeed our where in Hinckley now. Okay. Otherwise, if you're not very good at that and you want to go at our anagram, we've been waiting for Jeff to come in, Jeff and Anna, because Jeff, he eats anagrams for breakfast, you know. He's got a box. He's got a box made by Kellogg's. It's anagrams, and he shakes them out. Anyway, so if you're ready for the anagram, which I'm sure you are, here we go. Cue the music. Yes, here we go. The anagram question for tonight. Analyzable hatched hocus. I know, it took me ages to be able to use all the letters up, jibble them all up into that particular phrase there. So I'll leave it on the screen just a few moments' time. Get all those letters down. Mrs. G has got them all written down already, although I don't think she's worked it out yet. No, she's not. I will say it's an attraction. It's Hinckley, but I've got to be careful because I don't want to spoil it. I'll just say it's an attraction. Okay? It is Hinckley, and more. Analyzable hatched hocus. Rearrange that. Even now, I can hear John Denny's pencil scribbling away as he's trying to work that one out. If you think you know, just put got it. I know where the anagram is. Or if you don't, just keep working on it. Alan Crop. The Crops have arrived. Good evening, Crops. Yesterday, they fripped me yesterday afternoon, by the way. They fripped me. I was minding my own business at the traffic lights, as you do. And pop, pop. I thought, who are they popping at? Pop, pop. I thought, no, it ain't me. I thought, looked in the mirror. I thought, no, there's motorbikes behind. Must be pop, pop. Who's going? Pop, pop, pop. There was Marie and Alan right next to us going, anyway, there you go. Yes, but you fripped me. We were frit for a start. There you go. So that's the anagram. That's where in Hinckley. What do you think to that, ladies and gentlemen? See what you think. We'll put it up again, obviously, during the course of the programme. Right. Thought I'd try and give you something a little bit different tonight. So let me just get down my little bit. And I thought tonight, a little slideshow, which is only a short slideshow, by the way. But you will like this. Oh, incidentally, Kath Denny says, John is out tonight. He's obviously getting the latest research for his book. So we won't be getting the anagram tonight. But we can have as many goes as you'd like, yeah. Anyway, yes, he should have changed by the way, the Crops on about changing their to Kiwi. If all HDP members could change their hooters to Kiwi, that'd be a thing. Come on. Let's get serious, as a certain Michael Jackson used to say, and let's give you a bit of a show tonight. So I'm going to talk you through this one because you're going to like it. Not a lot, but you're going to like it. Okay, then. Oh, and just before we start, look, David Blower's here. Look, just in time to write the grammar man down. Yes, you did. Work on that, mate. You should know it. That's all I'm going to say. So we're going to have a little. Look back at some lovely old pictures of Hinckley and see whether you remember all these sort of things or not. We haven't shown this particular film for a little while. So settle back as I take you on a view around the town and in and about. Picture of Hinckley viewed from the south, a very distant view as well, and maybe some of these will be appearing in John Denny's long-awaited book. You're getting a sneak little preview on one or two of them, because he won't let me post them. One we've seen many times here on HDPP, the marketplace to Castle Street. A great picture of the Bull's Head Inn. Notorious it was. Very spit and sawdust place that was. Wow, what a great definition of a picture there is there. Once again, we visit the Queen's Head in Upper Bond Street. We know Mary Blake likes this and Anna likes it. This is the original Queen's Head pub. Before, of course, it was knocked down, and the building we see today it is there. But a wonderful, if that building could talk, remember all the things it could tell you, it'd be quite fascinating. I'm sure you would agree. Another one of John's pictures, actually, an old building that stood close to Hinckley's very first workhouse on Council Road. It wouldn't it be great if we could just get an idea of exactly where this building was, but we know it was in that vicinity, so just enjoy the view. That's a very rare picture indeed. And of course, the corner of Marketplace and Station Road on the left-hand side. But now, of course, the HSBC Bank stands on that corner now. So, riding out along Station Road on the left-hand side, you would have gone past the Old Globe pub and then eventually past St Mary's School. Not the museum cottages, as it says here, but up in Upper Bond Street, where the garage is now today. Those wonderful cottages. How Hinckley must have looked all those years ago with these sort of thatch cottages. Must have been quite an amazing sight. We've been to a couple of pubs already. Here's another, the Queen's Head in Barwell, and notice the stone at the mounting stone on the right hand side there, where you'd mount your horse from by jumping on that, and then from the stone onto your horse. Brilliant, and it's still there to this very day. And as we come over to another rare picture. New buildings, the Methodist Chapel, and of course, for Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee, God Save the Queen. Back in Castle Street, our very own shambles as it was, there. Of course, the gas showrooms will be built here. Round onto the right-hand side is the entrance to Church Walk. But this taken when it was still a butcher's shop there. We've shown you that many times. So demolished in 1921, 1922, the gas showrooms were built. That's the building we still see today. And into the borough, another great shot. I know some of these will be featuring in John's book. And into the borough we go. Look, the bunting's up. It's all for Queen Victoria's Jubilee. And as it said here, the Odeon Cinema would not be built for another 11 years, which would be on the left-hand side, the Union Hotel in the middle of the picture, of course. And one into Castle Street, I tried to get the council to actually put Hail Elizabeth for the Jubilee just past, but they weren't very interested, ladies and gentlemen. Missed opportunity because we could have put the two pictures together for you. Here we go, looking up Castle Street at the same time for Queen Victoria. And the bank, what is now the National Westminster Bank. This is the original building that stood there. This bank would have been known by Joseph Hansom because he lived he was round the back of this place. Of course, today the NatWest Bank stands in exactly the same place, but you can get an idea of the sort of building that was there from that picture. Here we are at Marshall's shop in Castle Street, close to Bell Entry. Once again, another Jubilee picture from Queen Victoria's Jubilee. Isn't that fantastic? Right close to Bell Entry that was. And all the design, you know, how colourful that must have looked. If only we'd got it in colour. Into the bottom of Marketplace and the corner into Regent Street. This is how the corner used to look. Of course, today the Edwards building stands there and the newsagents on the corner, but this is how it was looking. Once again, very, very old, these old buildings, but they've got so much character and interesting little nooks and crannies to look at. And one of my favourites, standing in Castle Street today, the buildings, which was of course Richardson's Butchers by then, and also next door to that, which is of course, well, now it's the bathroom shop, but you can see, look at that, they've even got the meat hanging outside on hooks. That's how we used to do butchery in those days. Isn't that fantastic? Another view of St Mary's Church from Station Road, with only one clock face at this time and a few other omissions we notice. Would have been taken from roughly where Mount Road entrance is today. And another view of the church. This one would have been roughly by Hurst Road area. Looking across the old vicarage on the right hand side of the picture, you can see, and you can clearly see Hunter's Road, the roof of Hunter's Road below the church, which is also, say, very prominent there. The borough, as it was in 1904, if I remember right off the top of my head, before the original Lloyd's Bank was built on the right hand side there. And of course Pickering's before the later building was built as well. That's their original premises. A classic view down Castle Street, the Victoria Hotel on the right hand side, and as you can look at the old gas lamps and stuff. And look at the old sun shutters that they used to pull down to keep the sun off the windows. You don't see those now, do you? Not like you used to do back in the day. Happy days recalled here on Hinckley District, past and present. Another view of the church, this time from the east, looking, of course, westward. And there we go. And with the churchyard looking quite a lot different, really. Obviously not quite so as full today with as it is with trees and the foliage that's there, but still a nice picture of our mother church to Hinckley. And the main post office, look how it stood. Look on the left hand side, the rest of it hadn't been added on at that point. The general or main post office as it was. Can you remember when the door was on the corner between Lancaster Road and Station Road? Yeah. And all that row of buildings all went up within a 10-year period. So that was quite a new area of the town in 1902, 1903. And as we can see here from another view, looking up towards Station Road, you can see the Globe Inn on the corner of Church Walk and Station Road, that building right in the middle at the back. They did the best tripe suppers, it always has to be said. So if you like your tripe, that's where you go. That was standing till around 1907, 1908. We actually get inside the church now. And look at the writing above that central arch that goes all the way up the side of one arch and down the other. Of course, that's all been painted out now. But I think that's a fascinating thing. And look at all the pews, because they've took so many pews out of the church now. And it's nice that we've still got the pews in St Mary's Church, but there's even more there, as you can see. Back into Castle Street, and an all-time classic, around about 1910 this, with Noons on the left-hand side. We've posted this picture one or two times, actually. And this is roughly where the Mind shop is, and the Hinckley Bid offices on the right-hand side stand today. More old pictures of Hinckley within Queen's Road now, with memories being recorded of Holden's nurseries on the right hand side there. And Holden's were there for many, many years, and as I say, much missed actually. Queen's Road had got a bit of everything: off licenses, post office, your local shop, you got your florists, you got a little bit of everything in Queen's Road. And as I often say when we talk about Sketchley Dye Works, you would never know that Sketchley ever existed in Hinckley. It's been wiped off the face of the landscape. There is no doubt about it. It would be nice it could be commemorated in some way at least. That's how I feel about it. I never worked for Sketchley, but I know lots of people who have. Another building which is sort of uncertain at the moment, and the Cottage Hospital. This part of the hospital has got to be saved. It goes without saying. I appreciate the buildings behind aren't so interesting, but the frontage, this front bit that you see, that's got to be saved. And it's still instantly recognisable today, but it needs some TLC, that's for sure. The bank there on the left-hand side, that's the National Westminster Bank, of course, and it's market day. As you can see going on there, this taken around about 1906, and it must have been a Monday for a market, because we never had a market on a Saturday. We only had market on a Monday, and it wasn't till sort of the 70s, late 70s, when we started to get a Saturday market. Back in 1911, and the dedication of the new Trinity Church procession was leaving St Mary's. Look at the little cobbled street of Church Street as it was then, and those cottages leading straight up to the church gates there. And of course Flavel's building still there on the left hand side. Some wonderful pictures to show you here at Hinckley District, past and present. Another great picture of Bond Street and the police station in Hinckley. And once again, this part of the town was all developed round about the same time. The new police station was built in 1937. The new electric board was 1937, I think. And so was the new Danilo. So all that was developed all around about the same time, you know, give and take a few months, so to speak. A view, once again, back up Castle Street. Notice the painted in windows on the building on the left hand side. On that corner, on the actual curved corner of that building, that's just pretend windows. They've been painted in to look like windows. The rest are real windows. And the old traffic lights that used to guide the traffic across that junction still functioning there, of course. Clarendon Road without the traffic. We always get a lot of comments when we see this particular road without any cars in. You know what it's like trying to get down there in one go, or trying to get up there in one go. Almost impossible today, but there it is, how it was meant to be when it was first laid out all those years ago. We come back into the church again, and a change. Now they've got the screen with the crucifix and the two figures at the side. That was put in there in 1922. Look at the tiled floor going up to the altar. Absolutely a wonderful little shot there. It's the little things you see. It's amazing. Many of you will remember St Peter's Priory off Wood Street, of course, stood for many, many years, and sadly was not saved. They tried to save it because it did become a nursing home for a short while, but then it was deemed to be knocked down, along with the church, you see, and the church was knocked down a lot earlier, and sadly, well, it's all flats. You don't see many pictures from this particular angle in Upper Castle Street. Looking down Castle Street, you can see there Chamberlain's on the left-hand side, the Crown Hotel clearly visible. Look at the lady with her pram on the right-hand side. There's so much going on here. Look, a pram on the left-hand side and a couple of bikes to boot. And of course, the market, so popular in those days. Of course, you've got to remember, this is when the market would stretch out of the marketplace and along the borough. Thank you, Mrs. And of course, this would later be built on here, and of course, the market no longer would take this particular route. This is a great view of Park Road, and this time we can just see the Holywell Inn, or the Holywell Inn, at the end there. A great picture. Of course, this was all built around about 1927, and of course, much needed housing for the town. And you can see, nicely laid out road, absolutely. And of course, the much missed Church Walk cottages. The building on the right does still stand today, but yes, the best bit of Hinckley, as I've always been told, because they were knocked down before I can remember them, but lots of you recall them, and just thinking how much we could have probably benefited from a little bit more hindsight, and we could have had them as a major attraction to the town. I've showed you some of these before, I know. This is Church Walk leading in towards the Mead. So Castle Street is behind you and you're looking towards the Mead as if you've just turned in to Church Walk. Fascinating pictures there. Look at that little window at the top point there of of the doctor's house. Fantastic. More, and this is the picture looking back the other way. So now Argent's Mead is behind you. We're on the car park as it is today, and we're looking towards Castle Street. And the doctor's house there, that big white building you see there, stood for many, many years and served as a doctor's surgery for just about all its time while it had been built. This is the bottom of Church Walk. At the foot of Church Walks and Bell Entry, you can see the church spire in the background. One of my favourites, this, because there's just so much detail going on in this. If you was to go off to the right, you'd end up in Castle Street. Off to the left, you'd end up in the churchyard. And a great view looking up Church Walks from Bell Entry. So that's like where we just was a moment ago, but we've turned round and looked back up. Look at those lovely cobbles there. We can always look back with rose-tinted glasses if you like, but surely some of these would have made a fantastic attraction to the town today. Imagine having a little Victorian Christmas fair in Church Walk. Wouldn't it have been great? And here it is again, once again, looking over from the churchyard into Bell Entry and Church Walks with the graveyard wall on the right hand side that still stands there today. Another one of John Denny's specials. You can't get this anywhere else, trust me. This is the central store in Castle Street. Now to the right hand side today would stand Jasper's or the Co-op. But this was the first, this was the store just before it, so to speak. The sock shop can just be seen there on the extreme left-hand side of the screen. And this is the building that would be built right next to it. So that shop you just seen a moment ago would stood on the left of this particular picture. That's great. Much missed Co-op in Castle Street, absolutely. There we go. A nice little nosy around the town. I enjoyed that, and as I credit there, pictures from the John Denny collection. If you're not now tempted to want to see John's book, look, I reckon that's already boosted potential sales already. There, absolutely, John. No excuse. Kath, tell him tonight. Yes, he's got them all demanding you get that book done. Listen, absolutely, you'll sell a lot. I know you will. There you go. Good. Right, okay then. As you can see, people have been busy in the chat room, and people saying, I want to see the anagram again. People say, I want to see Where in Hinckley again. Okay, we can do all that now. First, Where in Hinckley. This is Where in Hinckley. Yes, it's there. You could go down this very evening and see it. Unless they've knocked that finial off in the last few days. Where can you see a chimney? A finial, hanging basket. Yeah, you can. Yes, a couple of people do know. Just as I was feeling really well. Yeah, you got Jeff Wallace got the anagram. Well done, Jeff. If you've got the anagram, good, absolutely. And Kath Denny says, by the way, lovely photos, Paul, and I will tell him. Yeah, absolutely. Now, anagram. Anagram, anagram, anagram. Well, with anagram, just if you want it again, here it is. Analyzable hatched hocus. Rearrange that, like Jeff Wallace just did, and you'll get the answer, basically. I would say it's an attraction here in Hinckley and more, because it's not just Hinckley. But I don't want to give it away. Mrs. G, have it? No, she's shaking her head. And I like this one because it had got a Z in it. Yeah. I wonder how Queen Bee's doing with this one, because she's a bit of a clever clogs at times. So there we go. It's an attraction. Yeah, it's an attraction. You could call it a tourist attraction. But that's as much as I'm prepared to say at the moment. Analyzable hatched hocus. Rearrange that, and you'll be as clever as Jeff Wallace, who's sitting there now with a nice, warm, snug feeling, wriggling his toes and singing, "What a clever little boy I am." Well done, Jeff. But we will keep that going throughout the programme this evening. Okay, then. Right, meanwhile, back in the chat, and Tim Townsend said, "I just love that," said Tim. Really good. See, we've got some great pictures. John has got some great pictures. I mean, all joking aside now, he's got some great pictures, and I've seen some, and he lets me show some, and I understand why, but he doesn't like me to post them. Certainly not until he's got his book done. And I understand that, and that's certainly a fair comment, you know. But come on, John, come on. Daniel Coburn said, "I love that. That was fantastic." Jan Kirby said, "I've not got the anagram." Oh my word! I've got to try and think of another one, then another clue, but I don't know what yet. So there we go. Right, listen, we've still got a nosy to go tonight, but I'm just debating whether to put on another film. After all, I could give my voice a rest while you sit and watch one of our standard classics. I think we can have a little bit of, we'll have part of Hinckley District as it was, so we'll have a look round Hinckley and then probably leave Barwell and Shilton for another day. So while you're working on that anagram, it's a good un. David Blower, you should know it. If not, you will be in detention by the end of the evening. Trust me, you will. So let's sit back, and while I go off and get myself a drink, let's just have part of this next video called Hinckley District as it was. Once again, you've seen it many times. It's always worth giving it another play.
Hinckley and its immediate closely associated villages have a fascinating historical background of development. However, physical features, many of which are possibly within living memory, have a more significant story to tell, and so to be reminded in pictures of the past and the present, together with some long forgotten events and happenings, may help to determine if it is for better or for worse. With the use of modern digital photography, a comparison of a few scenes from the late 19th and early 20th centuries and images of today, taken where possible on the same spot, will illustrate in many cases the radical developments that have taken place. Perhaps the Church of St Mary's has remained unchanged more than any other, as seen here from a sketch dating from 1850, with its outer boundaries void of trees, but today it's completely surrounded, and in the summer period when the trees are in full foliage, it provides a sheltered area. Just prior to 1905, this photograph taken from above the clock of the church tower. On the lower front left, this photograph shows the Globe Inn, no longer there, and the Midland Bank had been built. The property on the lower right today houses Flavel's the solicitors. The upper floors of the buildings on Regent Street are today reflections of years gone by, with only a few minor alterations having taken place, although at street level new shop frontages have appeared. From the lower portion of the marketplace, a not too different image exists. The George Inn on the right of the picture, although an inn, from here you could hire a carriage for a funeral or wedding, and billions could be played within. It has been replaced with a new hostelry, but the church dominates the overall scene. Semi-pedestrianisation has been installed and the regular street market features still continue. Unrecognisable with today's scene, the building here has long since been replaced on the corner of Station Road and the Marketplace with the HSBC Bank. Throughout this film, many of the photographs show the relaxed atmosphere of people strolling on the trafficless roads. Remembered by many, Hinckley's equivalent of Fortnum and Mason, Simpkin and James, an upmarket delicatessen of the day. The main structure carrying the same upper window design, but the colourful shop frontage fitting to Kentucky Fried Chicken. Close study of the posters in the old shop windows illustrates their pride in selling only British products. I wonder from where today's products come. Turning through 180 degrees and looking down the borough around 1910, past the Castle Cafeteria, we see in the distance the Union Public House. From this spot, the overall picture has not changed significantly. At the head of the marketplace there existed the Bull's Head Inn and Hotel, a major hotel in the town with 30 rooms and stabling for more than 100 horses to the rear. During the early 19th century, the Prime Minister of England, George Canning, stayed here on one occasion, and he was reported as describing it as the vilest inn in the nastiest town, in the dirtiest county that imagination can conceive. A new image has replaced this with currently the Woolwich Building Society offices, and on the first floor level are regular transmissions of the Foss radio programmes. And now a view up Castle Street from around the 1910 era. No problems with traffic and walking on the street. A thriving shopping street with a whole range and variety of shops. As you enter the lower corner, the remaining buildings reflect what did exist. But as you climb up the now pedestrianised street, most have been replaced with new shops and premises. Although in the years prior to the construction of Hollier's Walk and Castle Street was the only through road, traffic jams became very frequent. It's said that in the days of horse-drawn traffic there were often many disasters with the animals on the steep drop on wet, muddy road conditions. As seen in Victorian days at the junction of Castle Street with Church Walk, but looking down, gives the impression of many more and a wider variety of shops. The upper part of the buildings at the left of this photograph can still be recognised in the current premises of today, and if studied closely, original lead gutterings still exist. Moving to Upper Castle Street, now appearing to be the centre for estate agencies, and in fact in 1778, number 11, the house standing back with double gables was the home of the Hinckley Grammar School prior to its closure. Grimm's Lane, renamed New Buildings, has seen many changes, the major one being the removing of the Wesleyan Chapel in 1969 and showing a completely different top to Stockwell Head. The old police station partway down Stockwell Head was replaced in 1937, but the attached magistrates' court, seen here on the extreme left, still remains and in fact houses living style. Maybe the prison cells still exist below. Baptist Walk and the offices of Frank Downs the Builders are a prevailing feature. The junction of Stockwell Head and Council Road was once the factory site of Moore, Edie, Murcott and Gould. This building, donated to the town in the 1960s, was completely renovated and produced the ever-popular Concordia Theatre. Constantly being modernised, it's the envy of many other cities and towns throughout the UK. The late 1800s and back into Regent Street, known as Duck Paddle Lane, and semi-rural. On the extreme left of this photograph, poplar trees prior to High Cross being built. The junction with Coventry Road in the far distance. Partway back along Regent Street, Blockley's Yard and other jitties. Millington's Bakery may be remembered, and of recent years Oakley Solicitors, which at one period has evidence of having been a motor garage with two men awaiting for customers to drive in. This sign of the motor garage shows evidence of some enterprising entrepreneur. Across the road at the corner of the Horse Fair and George Street stood Edward's Garage with the charabancs for trips to Leicester and into the country. Having financial success with a small hosiery venture linked with a craft margarine promotion, the Edwards Centre was constructed in the late 1950s. Considered to be one of the oldest photographs of Hinckley, these old Tudor cottages were sold in 1866 to the church authorities. They were then demolished and within 2 years replaced by the Congregational Chapel, officially opened in 1868. A fine building which had concerts with the celebrated contralto Kathleen Ferrier performing. To the rear, in the 17th century, there had been a theatre, in which the balcony had collapsed on 2 occasions. Just visible on the right of the screen, the Congregational Chapel is set back from the shop premises on Regent Street. Still in existence, the chapel, now United Reformed Church, has a completely different variety of shops. Market and horse-drawn transport in the borough around 1905 created a busy atmosphere in the town, and today on market days its popularity is accompanied with the NetWest Bank, which used to be Parr's Bank, Leicestershire, and McDonald's, to mention a few. "1956 saw one of the well-attended carnivals and parades passing along Regent Street from the Congregational Chapel. To the right of the chapel was Orcott's bottling premises, being the locality's representative of Marston's Ales. Around the corner behind the Union pub was the restricted Trinity Lane and the Bluebell lodging house. During the 1930s, the town surveyor Mr. Jack Featherstone was the main architect for town reconstruction and slum clearance. The abolition of the Bluebell to widen the road, leaving the Rutland Arms and in the distance the Dog and Gun. Believed to date from the mid-17th century, these cottages on Lower Bond Street were presented to the town by the Atkins Family Company to create a period museum. Continuous maintenance is necessary, and the museum houses a fine collection of local memorabilia and is open at weekends and bank holidays during the summer each year. In the early 1900s, a few yards further up Bond Street at the junction with the Hollycroft was the Manor House, an isolation sanatorium with boarded up windows believed to prevent the escape of germs. This was demolished in 1934 to create a new police station. This was completed and opened in April 1937 and today is one of the major junctions in the town. Turning left and down the Hollycroft in 1905, we see a typical country lane scene, with grass verges to both sides of the road, but a fine stand of trees on the right, which are part of the Hollycroft Park, opened in 1935. Co-op shops were many around the town, and the traditional ankle-length aprons here from 1906 at the corner of Wells Lane was the Co-op Bakery. The building, with its still functional feature clock, has been well preserved by Sellers Funeral undertakers. The Elmley Hotel on Ashby Road has seen very little change since 1920. Although it's had a variety of uses, it's still a distinctive property on this main road into the town. The junction of Derby Road, Leicester Road, New Buildings and Holliers Walk had a major change from the factory of Samuel Davis and Sons, hosiery manufacturers, which used to have within its yards a Wesleyan chapel. Do-it-yourself towards the end of the 20th century saw the emergence of B&Q, but its traffic light system still appears to be the same. Two doors along from De Montfort Street on the Leicester Road in 1921 had the manse stood in rural surroundings, hardly giving the impression of a main road from Leicester through Hinckley to Coventry. Even today, since the construction of the Northern Perimeter Road, this major road is no longer rural but a well-developed area on the eastern approach to Hinckley. The manse now obstructed by the growth of the fine silver birch trees on its boundaries. Now to the common and its entry into Barwell.
Well, and that's where we will leave it. We'll do Barwell and Chiltern and stuff next time. Because I was looking at the time, my word, and we've still got to do a nosy yet. Absolutely we have. Lots of lovely comments coming in, by the way, as well, as you can see on the right-hand side of your screen. This one I love to read people's comments because I'm nosy like that. And Maureen Harris said, I worked at the old Lloyds Bank in the borough, endured 3 different renovations before it closed. And, other things that, like Maureen said, well, I got married at the Kongs. Yeah, down at the Kongs, absolutely. Last chance to have a go at the Anagram, so I'm just going to put it on now, as well as Wearing Hinckley. Here is Wearing Hinckley, your last chance to have a go. If you got it, well done. Keep it to yourself. Don't tell everybody, do you, Jan? Jan is trying to do a trade-off between her picture, because she hasn't got the Anagram yet. Lovely. Okay, now then. So, there we have it. That's Wearing Hinckley. We are right in Hinckley there. Where is it? We'll give you the answer after we've had our nosy this evening. And also, let's go and have the final look at the Anagram this evening. Mrs. G has got it now. Yeah. Don't get a black eye either now. That means, analysable hatched hocus. Rearrange that like you did, like Jeff Wallace did. Yes. And he got it. He knows it. Yes. You could say, yes, it could be deemed a tourist attraction, if you like, and that sort of thing. But I can't really give much clues to this one because it's so obvious it gives it away. Would you agree, Mrs. G? Yeah, she is nodding her head on that one. She realises why, because you can't define it without giving it away. So have a go. Come on, think leisure, think touristy. That's about as best I can give you. Analysable hatched hocus, rearrange that, and you will get tonight's Anagram. Okay then, right. My word, look at the time. Almost 8:30 on a Monday evening, live from England. Good old Blighter. Yes, here we are in the middle of the middle. Almost, well, it's the middle of the year, really. Give and take a couple of days ago, isn't it? Middle of the year, middle of the UK, and it's lovely to have your company this evening. We're going to move on now with our much lamented nose air. I haven't seen Steve come into the chat room. He's getting loads of little noses all sorted out. I know he has. So with no further ado, let's see where he's going to go nosy in this week. Settle back and enjoy our Steve with a noser. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Mr. Nosy himself, Steve Picker.
The cap's coming off. Well, here we are again, Dave. Well, yeah. Do you know what? Maybe I should have made a video today. Hey, up. Here they all are, look. Here they all are, look. They're here. They're here anyway. We might as well make a video now, aren't we?
Let's do it.
Do you know what I mean? There you go, you see. Right then, of course, we were going to make a video anyway. You know, I didn't leave my camera here months ago, did I? And just leave you all here. Do you know what I'm saying? But anyway, where are we today, Dave?
Catfall interchange.
On the M1, near the M1.
That's
and what
the
it
noise.
is, yes, that's the noise, if you can hear it. Now, this is the old track bed of the Rugby to Stanford Railway. So this is part 2 of a video we did in November or December, I think, weren't it? Was it called Fort by Water? We went there, there was an old water mill. And
Some fantastic call.
yeah, and this railway line, from what I've seen from the maps, this is where the more interesting stuff is further along from there, I think. Well, you know, we hope so anyway, don't we? Anyway, before we show you something very interesting a few hundred yards away up there, we've just found some old brickwork in this undergrove. So what we'll do, we'll show you that now, because this is very interesting, isn't it, Dave? And what we do here, we walk in there without you, and then like an idiot, we have to come back for the camera to show you what's in here. It's all for effect. And there's no point me doing it now, is there really? But I'm going to do it anyway, just to make a point. Right, let's do it. Right, so here's how unprofessional we are. We've done that bit, so now what I've got to do is fetch the camera and go and go back.
Just like that.
Ain't right. Alrighty then, so before me and delighted Dave go and stick his beaks into the bushes looking for this brickwork down here, I ought to at least tell you where we are this week. So as you can see there, where the red dot indeed always marks the spot, we're just to the south of Leicester there, not far from the town of Rugby, on the Leicestershire and Northamptonshire border. Now we've got a village known as Catthorpe to the north of where we are, and a village called Lil Bourne just to the south, and we're pretty slap bang in the middle of those two villages. But first on today's list is the former Lil Bourne Station, which was part of the Rugby to Stanford Railway that was built around about 1850, I think. It's very interesting what we found down there. We actually seen more in this video than we thought we were going to see, and I hope you enjoy it today. Right, so just before we get his nosiness in gear, I just want to show you this map, this Ordnance Survey map dated 1899, courtesy of the National Library of Scotland of Lil Bourne Station. Now, many months ago, I looked at a map from 1884, and it was plain. All it said on it was Lil Bourne Station. It didn't say that there was a signal box there, so I just thought it was a large station complex, if you know what I'm saying. So you'll see in the video, we're not quite sure if we come across where a signal box used to be, but We're indeed right, because there was a signal box there. We know that now, and actually seen this map yesterday evening when we got home from recording this video, so I hope that clears it up for you. Right, let's go and stick his nose into this bush anyway, because Delighted Dave's raring to go. You know what he's like. Come on. Right, so here we go again then. Dark and deep in the undergrowth. And yeah, I think this might be a plate layers up, Dave. Blooming heck, look at this. Hey? All right, that's interesting then, how you say that. Let's look at this then. Buried in the undergrowth, and we love coming across stuff like that, don't we? That no one's probably seen for a long time. Right, talk me through it then, Dave.
Well, I'm not sure whether that was a fireplace. I'm probably wrong on that, but it's these that interest me. Here, Steve. Look.
Oh yeah. Got some very big old metal pins here, look.
Sticking out.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not sure, Dave. For me, it's a plate layers up.
Yeah.
But for me, that does look like a fireplace, Dave. I'd say so. If I had my little shovel, I'd have a proper little poke around here. Yeah, there's been some sort of brick line here, look, so yeah. For me, that was a fireplace, Dave. Yeah, it is. Pretty certain. We actually passed this on that track over there and seen it in the undergrowth. It's a bit more intact than I thought. But yeah, lovely little find straight the way, isn't it, Dave? Straight off the bat. But the next thing I'm going to show you on this railway that were built in around about 1850, I think, and not 1840. Because you know what? In fact, I'm going to have a rant. I'm going to have a rant. Yeah, so a good running buddy of mine, Lord Beers, hello mate if you're watching, aka Rob Beers, the ponytail as I call him. He keeps pulling me up on my videos. He keeps saying it's always 1840. You're always mentioning 1840. Well, we can't help when things were built, can we, Dave?
No, we can't. 1840. It's 1840.
Yeah, that's it, Rob. So I've had enough of it, mate. Do you know what I mean? It ends here. We're drawing the line here. But no, this railway, mate, was 1850. So next time I see him, it'll be 1850 he's ranting and raving about, won't it? Anyway, shall we go and show him this very interesting artefact?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
This will blow your mind.
Well, it probably won't blow the mind, but, you know, it might keep them watching a bit longer. Right. Oh, pissing phones. Right, so we've got a bit of a problem at the minute, folks, because Dave has brought this new teleportation machine from Audi, of all places. You know what Audi deals are like. Now, the problem is, you're now looking, I hope you're looking at what remains of a platform that was part of Lil Bourne Station on the Stanford and Rugby Railway. Now, Dave, what you done? How does this flipping thing work?
Well, according to the instructions, now found the English instructions, you switch it on, jump, point it where you want to go, and hey presto, you jump from that place to that place.
Yeah, but Dave, at the minute, we're just in a dark space.
Yeah. I don't know then.
Hold on, I can feel something. Oh, there's a bit of light. Oh, I think we might be all right, Dave. We might be all right.
Stand still.
Stand still, yeah. I think we're all right. You Burke. Right, well, I'm here. Well, where's Dave gone? Well, I can hear something. For God's sake, Dave, wherever you are, never buy anything from sodding Audi again. What have I told you? Right, well, here he is. I was really worried then, Dave. Don't ever do that to me again.
I think I was in the middle of China then.
China?
Audi. Don't trust anything they say.
No, load of crap. Anyway, on a more serious note, let's get back down to earth. This is a beautiful old platform. Now, as you're going to see in a minute, we've got a platform. I can't get over that. How can you go from being that daft to being serious?
I've got no idea.
Anyway, it's enough of that.
It keeps the viewers amused.
Yeah, well, I hope so. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, platform here, Lil Bourne Station, beautiful, either side. Let's show you. Let's get down without breaking my leg. So, fascinating this, Dave. Oh, look at this, everyone. Let me show you this. Right, well, that was so poorly acted, wasn't it? But we like to have a laugh at this channel. We don't like to be too serious, but some of these blue bricks on here, you know, actually tells you where they were made. Some of them are marked. And I think that says Bloomfield. And you know what? I don't know a lot about this Bloomfield. I have heard of them before, I think. I'm not certain, so whilst I'm editing this video, I'll have to have a look. I'm not sure what that says at the top. There's something there as well. It's quite unreadable, to be honest with you. But this is, I mean, look at this. Dave's walking pretty much at the end of it now, look, so really long platforms either side here. There's something else very interesting up here that I want to show you. Right, so we found something quite interesting. Now, when I get home, I've got to look at this place from above again. I'm not sure if this was double track or not. No, it must be. It's got to be double track, actually, because we've got platforms either side. But look at this. I found this very interesting. Now, just over the other side here, there's a bit of a foundation. Now, whether there was a signal box there, I'm not sure. It would make sense because that looks like where actual rods would have come out here to change the line. But there's something just here. Now that's there where it is, but this down here, look, see them bolts there, they're not actually in line with that. So there's the hole there in the actual brickwork, platform above of course, and then you've got this down here, look. So that's very interesting, and of course not directly in line with the hole in the brickwork there. It's quite interesting here. Right, we've got a bit of Indiana Jones in to do. Climb up here. So, just the other side, you've got an old car or something dumped there, something like that. Anyway, small car. You can see brickwork's fallen over there. There's been a decent sized structure here. And across there, and then it did return back. Just the other side of this fencing structure here. I mean, that's quite old in itself. So whether there was a signal box there, I really don't know. I've got to look at the drawing again. We'll have a look, I'm sure, on the maps anyway, but it's the first time I've been down here, and this video today was actually what we call a quickie, this video. Hey up, he's sticking his nose in. It's quite late in the afternoon, actually. We don't normally come out this late, do we, Dave? No. Do you know what I mean? Oh! Railway tracks under there? Yeah. So yeah, Dave's right, that does look like actual line, doesn't it? Railway track, so... It
looks like it's lined all the way through.
Yeah. It's quite... Oh, let's get you through this hole here. Yeah. Looks like there's actual metalwork there as well that held this structure up, whatever it was. So that's very interesting.
We've got this as well, Steve.
Yeah. Hold on, what are you seeing now, Dave?
Bolt.
Yeah, that bolt there. Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? Anyway, the plan is now to take you that way and see what we can see down there. I think there's some interesting bridges to see over yonder, so let's go and do that anyway, Dave.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Again, all this work that took place to build these things, and here it is, still sitting there.
Yeah, rotting away.
Rotting away.
For us to come and find. A pair of planks like me and you.
Yeah.
Right, so let this be a lesson to any explorers out there. Be careful what you're doing when you're going over fencing, sharp fencing. We'll say no more about it. Oh yes. Right, here we are, we're going through the bloody jungle again. We are on a, oh shit, we are on a permissive footpath. Oh, it's clearing up a bit, Dave, it looks all right actually. I like to show you these bits, you know, I mean, some of you might think, well, I don't want to see that, but, you know, it's not always plain sailing, is it, Dave, doing what we do?
No.
Yeah, it looks a bit dodgy up top there, doesn't it? Probably be all overgrown again, but I've got my jeans on, so I ain't going to get stung up. Just have to watch, there's no... Well, I've got part of my jeans on, yeah, after that, oh, that could have ended so badly, you know. It really could, really badly. It's proper Amazon stuff down here, isn't it? But do you know what, Dave? These are my favourite noses. Do you concur?
Yeah, I do.
It's the new word. Oh, look at this here, look. Sorry if I'm boring you, by the way, but I do like to show you what we have to go through, and I know some of you enjoy it because it's all part of the adventure. You know, we're trying to take you with us, but fortunately for you, you can watch this in the bath as I normally do videos. And oh shit! I hope switch blew me bloody ear there. I hope my camera. See, this you miss all this if I don't record it, you know. Oh, you can't see that hole in my jeans, Dave, from there when I'm bending over. But yeah, I do like showing you this stuff because you might think it's shit. If you do, you can fast forward it, can't you? Ain't the end of the world, is it? Right, we should be near a bridge, David. Oh, cow! Cow! Hey, oh, the cap's coming off. Yeah, you gotta do the chicken swine in limbo down here. Oh, my hand's caught on a friggin', oh shit. Hey. Right, so it's beautiful round here, as Dave's just said. The only problem is you can constantly hear the M1, but we do have a bridge, and I really enjoy looking at bridges, and yeah, I know you do as well, don't you? Yeah, you know, it's just something about them. It's just the fact that it's like everything else, it's still here. Looks very interesting, and I think this might be the River Avon down here, Dave. I think so. Yeah, they've done something to it, haven't they? Because that girder there, Dave.
That's the original.
Right, so as you can see here, this bridge isn't as wide as it used to be. There's no way that steam locomotives used to go over this concrete. I don't think they would have supported them. They've just been put there as a makeshift for farming machinery, in my opinion, because the farmer is using this now. But got this really old steel girder here, so I imagine that's original, what you're looking at there. It's a shame there's no writing on it, Dave, because sometimes it will say where they come from. And I think a lot of these, you know, were actually from Lanarkshire in Scotland, weren't they?
Yeah,
I think so.
It's be interesting, isn't it, Steve?
What have you noticed, buddy? Ah, yeah, I can see like a, yeah. You can see that, there's a bit of an arch in the engineering brickwork there. Look, yeah, that is interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I really can't explain that. But what I can explain is you can see where the original width was, can't you?
Yeah.
There at that point. So yeah, it must have been very hazardous and fall into a bad state, this. So, but they've reinstated this on it so the farmer can use it. But yeah, interesting. I don't know if we can get down there, can we? Right, so the fascinating thing is, we've just been showing you that bridge, which is just there. And Dave's just found this, look, I missed it. There's a milepost literally in the field, look. Why is it? It's really tall, that is, Dave. Why is it right down there like that?
I want to get to it now.
Yeah, I do. I've never seen a mile. Wait, it says what, is that 3 miles on there?
Yeah, it says 3.
Why is that in there like that? Usually they're right at the side of the railway line, isn't they? Not in a field like that. That's what you've seen from right over there, Dave. When you said, is that a tree?
Oh, is that what it was?
Well, there you are. Who'd have thunk it, eh? Oh, I've got to have a look at this mile marker a bit close up. Look at that. Never seen one that tall before. That's about, what's that, 8 foot? Yeah, just stand next to it for a comparison.
Maybe 10 foot, hasn't it?
Yeah, look at that. I've never seen one off a railway line. I mean, it is still in the bank, look. You know, the railway embankment just, but they're usually up there, aren't they? I've never seen one like this.
I've never seen one like that. It's absolutely nuts. I'll get a picture of you, Steve, and the next one. That's a good picture.
3 miles. Lovely. Right, so whilst we were looking at the milepost, like Dave said, we might as well have a little look at the bridge. Now, I'm not going to climb over this fence here. I'll show you from here, but you can see, look, beautiful vaulted ceiling beneath the old track bed, look. Now, we came across this in part 1, but just look how they've put that beautiful, I think that's limestone over there, supporting, you know, extra support. Just there, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Amazing. But you know what is even more fascinating? Apart from this massive hulk of a girder, which is amazing, just look at this. We know where the bricks were brought from. Now, the single bricks, the small ones, they may well have been dug out locally on site, but these ones, the decorative ones on top, oh, I'm going to sting myself now. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Look at that.
It's amazing.
T. Walton Brickworks, Dudley Port, I think that says, don't it, Dave?
Yep.
Beautiful detail, amazing.
Coming to the end, Steve.
Oof. Yeah, definitely at the end. We were going to carry on walking, you know, but yeah, just behind you, you've got a lovely track bed that the farmer's now using. and then it's coming to a bit of a stop here. So what's beyond here will have to be for a part 3, I reckon, don't you, Dave?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's been, do you know what, I've really enjoyed this little explore. Actually, it's been nice. That that platform area was fantastic.
Platform was brilliant.
Really was, and I think that's the first one that I've ever come across. Or did we see another one? Your phone just went off again. That was very unprofessional.
I know. It's
Yeah, don't do it again.
it's my lawyer from LA.
Is it?
Copywriting, yeah.
Is it? We're not right, are we?
No.
We're really not right, but
It's been a good nosy today.
yeah, it is. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, I was just going to say it's a bit different, but it's not because it's a railway. What's different about it? But you're seeing us Indy Andy Jones and having a bit of a laugh, ain't you? You know, you've got to have a laugh, ain't you? I don't want it to be serious.
I've never seen a ghost platform like that. It's still playing in the back of my mind now. The motorway noise want there to be so spooky there.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. Just a ghost of the distant past.
Yeah,
just left there, and you know, I even ripped my jeans, didn't I? Look at that. Hey, me best Tesco jeans. Anyway, on that bombshell, David, it's a goodbye from you.
It's a goodbye from him.
It is. That was good, wasn't it? See you later, folks. And if you don't mind, please like the video. If you did like it, if you think it's a load of crap, then obviously you're going to hit the dislike one. Or if you're kind, you might not even press that. But the thing of it is, the more that you like the videos, clicking that like button, the more the algorithms apparently work in your favour and your videos get noticed more. And if you could please, if you watch these videos on a regular basis, and me and him prattling about, me on my own and the other lads as well, then, you know, please subscribe to the channel, because it don't cost you anything, and it just helps Let's Explore grow into something, you know, from small acorns, mighty oaks grow, don't they, David?
And you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, we did. Absolutely fantastic. We're on that bombshell. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'm not sure if my head's in the actual shot, actually. I'm going to go. I do too much prattling about. Anyway, David, let's love them and leave them. Anything else to add before we go?
Had a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video, folks.
Let's go and have a look at that watermill.
Watermill time.
Yeah, right. See you again. See ya. All right, that were, wasn't it, Dave? What do you reckon?
I quite like that that's come to a stop.
Yeah.
Because we haven't just turned round and come back.
No.
People think, well, they've done it to the end.
We're still rolling, Dave.
Oh.
Yeah, we're still rolling. Ciao.
And there he was gone. Steve there, Mr. Nosy himself. And I love the railway ones. In fact, I do know that after that particular film was posted, that our very own David Blower supplied a picture of the said signal box, which you've seen which you saw what was remains of, very little, and it's a smashing little signal box. And if you go onto the Let's Explore Facebook page, you will see the picture that our very David Blower supplied to him. Fantastic little thing. And you just seen just a few bits of what still remain today. So brilliant. Well done, Steve. Everybody enjoying that. People on about ripped jeans and stuff. And nice shirt, Steve, says Daniel. Well, I always say that. When he's got his HDPP shirt on, he always looks super cool. Absolutely. And we know we wear his Let's Explore hat because his late mum got him that, so we understand why he wears that. But all the same, thanks, Steve, and we look forward to another nosy very, very soon. Right, okay then. Well, it's that time in the programme, of course, because, blimey, look at the time. It's time to give you the answers, or not, as the case may be. So firstly, steady, Jan. Firstly, let us have the answer to where in Hinckley. So if you know where in Hinckley is, let's see. Let's wait for it to come. Let's wait for it to come down here. You'll see it in a minute. Yeah. Let's see who's going to be first in to say where they think. And in fact, I'll put it now. What I will do. Let us put on here the picture we're looking at. Let's have a look. Okay, so that's it. David Allen says Church Walk, corner of Piggy's Hollow. Okay, A1 Taxis Church Walk. Well, yeah, all of those we will accept as an answer. Absolutely. Piggy's Hollow, yeah. Above Piggy's Hollow Cafeteria. Yeah, you're all on the right lines there. Well done. Here is the answer indeed. There it is. Thanks, Jan, for a great picture. Actually, that was. Sorry for that yawn. So have I been going on too long, Mrs. G? Obviously. Did you hear? Anyway, thank you, Jan, for a wonderful picture. And yes, there you can see the bracket, the finial, and anything else, basically. So thank you very much indeed for that. Okay, then. Next thing, it's our not wearing Hinckley, it's the anagram. Now, the anagram, it was a good one this week, even if I say so myself, and I don't think many people got it. So, like Daniel Coburn says, it's easy when you know. Right, okay then. So, the anagram, let's see if anybody has got the anagram this evening, and let me just put on the thing. Here it is then, that's what we've been asking you. Analysable hatched hocus. Does anybody get it? Put your answer in now, let's see it. And first person in with the correct answer. Oh, yes, and second one. Maureen Harris, Jeff Wallace. Let's see if anybody else has got it right. Because the answer we were looking for was the Ashby de la Zouch Canal. Yes. Yes, poor old Tim. Poor old Tim and Jane are on a time delay in Factory Road. Yeah. Jan Kirby said, well, I got canal. That's right. Alan Cropp's correct as well with the Ashby de la Zouch Canal. But there you go. Well done. It's a good one, you see. Yeah, Daniel Coburn, the Ashby de la Zouch Canal. Absolutely brilliant. I think you've done really, really well there. Wasn't the easiest one, but it was very difficult, as you can appreciate now. Not easy when they say, well, is it in Hinckley? I said, well, yeah, but it's not just Hinckley, and it's touristy, leisure, that sort of thing, Yeah, the Z gave it away for me, said Daniel Coburn. Well, yes, there you go. David Blower. Oh! I told you, David Blower, you're stopping behind on detention after we dismiss the rest of the class this evening, because you should have known that, mate. Okay, then. What a great programme. We've really enjoyed it tonight. It's been really, really fun to be with you once again, of course. Next week, we'll have another noser, all being well. We'll also have a Wearing Hinckley and another anagram, and we should also have part 2. We'll visit Barwell in Shilton with the late Stuart Watson as well. So there we go. Lovely. Now then, just saying we're looking forward to, if you're going to join us tomorrow night at Sellers, our night with Joseph and the team, we look forward to seeing you then. It's going to be a pleasant evening, always good anyway, and Joseph's always been very good to HDPP, so we're looking forward to that as well. All it remains for me to say is thank you very much for joining us this evening. It's always great, and like I say, don't forget, end of August is when we return back on a Saturday night with, 6 of the best. It's all going to be a new thing we'll be doing, but we'll be doing that on Saturday nights. So at the start of the autumn, as it were. So start getting your Saturday nights free so you don't miss anything. How about that? And like I say, if you're coming tomorrow night, looking forward to seeing you there. If not, we will see you back here next Monday evening at much about the same time, and we hope you can join us then. Until then, from me and Mrs. G, who's just about nodded off, we will see you then. Remember to keep it HDPP and to keep it live. Ta-da! Hands up who thought I weren't coming back. Listen, you don't get away with it that easily, I'll tell you. Well, welcome back. Listen, this is the part of the programme we don't talk about. And who would? No, we don't talk about this bit because this is the bit of the programme where we try to send you off to your bed with a little chuckle. Yeah. One of the Chuckle Brothers. No. Just have a bit of a laugh and stuff, okay? So that's what we do. And if you've, on my sort of friends list, you'll see most days I try and post a dad joke or two because, listen, having a laugh is the most important thing you can do in life. Trust me, it really, really is. And it does you good. As the wonderful late Ken Dodd used to say, you must exercise your chuckle muscle because it's very important. And it is. Seriously, all joking aside. So, even though Maureen Harris just says, mucky jokes time. Maureen, this is a family show. Yeah, absolutely. Let's start then. I like these, actually. There's some good ones here. What happened when the 10-year-old cannibal spilled his soup? His mother gave him an earful. His mother gave it a cannibal. I like that one. I thought that was good. Okay. I'd like to have kids one day. I don't think I could stand them any longer than that, though. Yes. What did the buffalo say to his son when he dropped him off at school? Bye, son. Two more. I like that. Two more. Yesterday, I was washing the car with my son, and he said, Dad, can't you just use a sponge? It's a good one. It's good. Now then. Oh, and another like. Thank you. I hope you like that. Was for the joke as well. Oh, my word. It's all happening. Now then, listen, I've got another one here. I tried to explain to my 4-year-old son that it's perfectly normal to accidentally poop your pants, but he's still making fun of me. I like that one. I do like that one. And finally, I wasn't close to my father when he died, which is lucky because he just stepped out in front of a bus. I like it. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your company. And I shall see you hopefully next Monday night at the same time. Listen, stop it. Will you stop that? Stop laughing. Don't. Shh. You'll get me down. Have a glass of water.